Hi, my name is Dave Padilla. I make the Disney Night videos along with the Spider-Verse and the Finn versus Kylo Ren's and some other things. But for now, today we're doing an interview about my collection of all my Disney heroes that you are about to see here. And also, not only I'll show my heroes, I'll also show my villains. But before I tell you that, let me explain. You see, the reason why I collect these Disney Nights, because the truth is I have a harsh feeling with princesses because that's not my thing, and I'm not a big fan of these females because all they do is wreak my mind and make everyone think that girls are better than guys, and also make them think that Disney is a place for girls, which is already wiped out all but my mind. That's why I decided to create a video of all the resistant fighters. Disney Nights, I like to call them. I even do that in my Disney Battle Mode game and organizing them from top to bottom. Well, here you see here are my Disney heroes, all of them. So let me start with the ones I find so early before any of that. You see here, I found Buzz Lightyear in 2010 when Toy Story 3 came out, and he's got that utility belt. I used to collect others like that because the only thing I'm after is those wings that I take the jig on. And I made him second leader of the Disney Knights because he's more cooler and more popular, as you can see. I found him in Walmart. And also, for the rest of the gang, for Jack Skellington, I found him, let's say 2010 or 2011 or 12. I can't remember that long because it's hard to track dates. But anyway, I found Jack Skellington at the Tower of Terror, which used to be before they constructed into the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, because before that I was hiding my money from my dad so I can buy it there, because I had a long obsession with Jack, because my favorite holidays are Halloween and Christmas, which is one part I usually do. Also, I admire his music and stuff more than for Buzz. I used to be a big fan of him because the only thing I like him is I make videos about him, and also I always dress up like him in his costume, which I haven't done much in public. Anyway, for the rest, I found Perry and Stitch in 2014 when I went myself alone at Disneyland, because I always wanted to get Stitch because I actually got his powers, but before that he was just naked. I actually sewed it up with the spacesuit because he looks cooler that way. And also, I found Perry the Platypus at California Adventure after I found him at Main Street USA at Disneyland, because it was the only way I can get this up. I found him on November, or two of them, if you know what I mean. And then later after that, I found this guy, Baymax and Hero, which comes with it. And I still have their boxes, and I haven't stored it in because I still keep it as it. And before that, let's just say I got this on Christmas, the day after Christmas, because I want this to be as my present. But all I got was the one that comes piece by piece, which my mom's not a good thinker like I am, because the way I see it, I'm an organizer. I know all my things and all the inches and all the stuff I study for, and I know what I'm thinking. Anyway, what he can do is make sounds, while for him, he can just shoot lasers. I like them both, and which is why I saw him in Ralph Breaks the Internet in a clip. But anyway, and as for Hero, he comes with him, which he can connect it, which the only problem is he can't speak until they launch the series and remodelize it permanently this time. And then later after that, after I got Baymax and Hero, I grew attached to it, and then later dressed up like him. And then later after that, I got Anger for Christmas on 2015. He doesn't light up because I didn't have a chance to install batteries. And then later, after that, on 2016, I got Maui. He can speak and uses fish hook. He's a demigod of wind and sea. More than Buzz Lightyear is a space ranger, Baymax is a healthcare, and Stitch is a fugitive, and Jack is the king of the pumpkin patch. And then later, in 2018, I got Aladdin in Walmart when I went alone because I had a great admirer with him, and all I wanted was to see him be famous in public again because no one idolizes him. But I'm the only one who cares deeply about him, and the problem is he's not an action figure as I thought he is. But luckily for me, I did found one, but we don't want to talk about that yet. But at least I can still resent him as an action figure by doing some kicks. And then later, after I got Aladdin, I also found Mr. Incredible, who can also talk.
Hello there. I'm Mr. Incredible. How can I help?
Yeah, I not only got him, I also found Frozone because I thought maybe two heroes would be part of it. I got him when The Incredibles 2 came out. I used to have the original one, but I had to store it away because his face was falling apart and got rotted, like the one from Men in Black, if you ever saw that movie. Then after that, I found Wreck-It Ralph. I got this toy on Christmas, but I didn't see the movie because I didn't expect any females to be in there, which is not... What the hell, man? I thought it's supposed to be a boys' movie, not a girls' movie. They ruined it. But at least I only saw these two, but they didn't give them large roles, which is why I didn't bring myself to see it. Because in 2017 I tried to fight so hard to go in that studio, but my parents refused because they were too busy saving my grandma before her deathbed, which I failed to change some order. But anyway, Ralph can still do some tantrum, but I turned it off because it's still annoying, like voice activatedly annoying, but still admire him. And then last year on Christmas I got Kristoff. Not a big fan for Frozen because it reeks with music, females, if you know what I mean. Which is why it's about historical issues. But at least I did agree to get it for Christmas only because all I want was to hear him sing. Because there are times where guys have to sing their own songs no matter how much they can't take it like a man. Even though I wish he had a Spotify chip, but he's better off with Dancing Chip. If you saw the series yet. And Anger, I think. Alright, my next section right here are the rest of my Disney heroes. Ignore him and these three green guys. They're not valuable because they're not part of my team. I just use them as hostages or damsel in distresses. Anyway, in this role, I got Hector for Christmas on 2017. The year where I tried to fight myself in to change Ralph Breaks the Internet before it launches on 2016. I found it at Toys R Us so I can open it on Christmas. And then I got this one on Amazon. Lightning McQueen here. And all you can do is speak with audio. I turn it off because I'm not too interested. But the biggest point is, I also have James P. Sullivan, aka Sully, the kiddiness. I got this one in Orlando, Florida at Disney World when I was at Disney's Hollywood Studio, the famous place I've ever been to before they took out the Great Movie Ride. And then later after that, I found Nick Wilde. I bought this at Disneyland after I replaced my other Nick Wilde toy, who was actually a small one like this, and I gave it to my neighbor next door because he's too small. And also I replaced Bolt, the bigger one, for this one when I found it at Disneyland too. I found them both that way and replaced them because I got the previous bolt from Grad Night when I got the real one at Disneyland in 2018. And here is the leader of the Disney Knights, Mickey Mouse. I found him a long time ago in, let's say, 2010 when I got here on my birthday. I think that's what I remember. I chose him because when I saw Fantasia or Phantasmic, whatever the name of the main attraction was, I always admire him because of his magic hat gives him powers. After that, I decided to make him the leader of the Disney Knights, even though he's too distracted, too cute, and too mischievous and annoying, but still, he can still put on his serious role. And then I got Baloo for Christmas too, along with Hector when it was still at Toys R Us. He can sing and dance and move. He still's got batteries. I just don't feel like testing him out. And I got the Beast from Frankincense, not the new one, the old one, somewhere right there next to the train sets. It's hard to describe which Frankincense, but you'll know what I mean. I found him there when I got curious. But before that, I wasn't a big fan of Beauty and the Beast because I have a long-term fear of rage and anger because I cannot bring myself to do it. Especially, the truth is, every time I hear anger or get involved with it, I get upset too. And then later, I lose my mind after I get hurt. After that, I throw a fit. So that's why I rather stay positive as long as I can, no matter who tells me not to. Anyway, I got Woody too on Christmas in 2010, the very last month before 2011 arrives. Except the way my cousins gave it to me on Christmas Day was, I thought it was gonna be a bull string, not just unsound effect. That's what happens when you're not smarter than me. You're not properly organized. But I went with it at the end. That means I had no intentions on begging to replace it because I ran out of time. And also I got Wally at Toys R Us after I got Mr. Incredible. And then I got obsessed with it on 2015 and then later I bought it. He also makes sounds. Looks like he's broken, but it'll be alright. Anyway, I also got Genie for Christmas, like let's say 2015, or actually it was 15 because that's when I did research. Or was it 14? And it doesn't matter. Anyway, I got Mushu at Disneyland like at 2018, like let's say after the Lunar or before, and on April or some sort. Well, it's hard to tell. I actually like Mushu because the way he killed Shan Yu could have been altered in a giant form where he breathes fire. But it doesn't matter. At least since I got Genie, I can still play with Aladdin a few times, especially when I made a video at Las Vegas. And also for the rest, let me think. Also, let's move on. I'm out of memory and locations. And here are my Disney villain aisle. Ignore Pork Chop and Bart here. They're not useful yet. I got Emperor Zurg in 2014 when I first came here. But before that, on 2013, the year before Frozen came out on November, I was finally at Disney World for the first time. And then on my last day, I saw Emperor Zurg there at Magic Kingdom. And then later I got obsessed and I didn't ask my parents to buy it for me. But I wanted it so badly because I have a Buzz Lightyear action figure. Because the only thing I like more than heroes and I like more than Buzz Lightyear is having villains and Zurg around. It's just, I like challenging. Even though I said earlier I didn't like an argument hurting people's feelings, but I have a disorder which I can't choose my alternate side. Anyway, like I said, I got Zurg on 2014, the year after my trip on my birthday, and I actually got it. And then later after that, I also got Yokai on 2014 on, actually no, it was 15 on my birthday, the very last time I been there. And then later, after I chose Yokai, I always wonder whether or not he might appear in a meet and greet character at Disneyland, but all I saw are videos of him at Paris, which didn't count that much. Anyway, after that, I also wanted more villains, but even though I didn't have that much, but I did found Thunderclap. It took forever for my aunt to get it on 2016, but she did. Then later, I got Oogie, Jack Skellington's arch enemy. Like I said, I like having villains and heroes around. Also, when I got it, he looked too positive, so I put some black shades to make him look vicious. If you saw my previous videos, especially when I add silver tech on it. Anyway, after that, then last year on 2000, what was the year? 9. Then later on 2000, actually forget those. I meant then on 2010 I also got, or 11 I got Lotso, Spark and Twitch 2. Actually I got Lotso on my birthday because I wanted another villain on my, except before that I didn't thought about making Disney Nights until 2014. The very first year where I thought maybe there's a chance that Disney heroes can compete princesses and villains. I got him to stench a little, but that's all I can say. And then later I got Marshmallow from Disney's California Adventure. Even though I'm, like I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of Frozen because I don't like singing girls like Anna and Elsa, but I did agree to take Marshmallow, or should I say Riot. That's why I nicknamed him on his foot. You can't see it that much, but you'll get the point. I use him as an anti-version of him as a bad guy. Then later I got Benson from Toy Story 4. Even though at the end he's positive, spoiler alert, but I still make him as a bad guy because he looks like Slappy or Billy or Charlie McGarf from Fun Fancy Free, if you ever saw that old movie with the beanstalk and that bear. And then later, after that, on 2019, the year where they made some all-star anniversaries and refreshing stuff, I got Jafar and Scar at the Disney Store on the same day and took it with me to school because I can't drive home due to my lack of driving experience, but with buses. So after I got Scar and Jafar, I grew attached for them. I took him to the zoo because that's a fun place to make new videos. And then later I found Ursula at the Disney Store when I was doing an investigation for Toy Box figures. And then after that, I finally caught all my villains. And as for the Nightmare Sirens, we're not going to show those because you guys are probably girl fans. I kind of dismantled them a little and redecorated them. That includes trimming their nails, stripping off all their shoes, and ripping their clothes off, and giving them red eyes and tattoos, which makes them evil versions of princesses. I'm not saying I'm too sexy. I'm saying this is just punishment to show them what happens when they take it too far. But trust me, I'm not a bad guy. I just want them to understand how I feel, because if they take it too far, this is what happens. You're not doing a good job giving some space. But honestly, I will stop if they make a movie about them, about all my Disney nights, showing how they like it. I'm not saying I'm rude, but it's just the way I think. It relaxes me. And for the rest of my Disney night videos, there are toy box forms. We're not going to show those because they're at my grandma's place. And I'm not going to show my new ones because I'm expecting the next package to arrive, which happens to be Peter Pan. Because for now I got Hook, Wazowski, and Randall. We're not going to show those because I don't have my crew yet. And we're not going to show my Spider-Verse either because that's going to be another video for another time. Well, I hope you liked it. I hope you liked my Disney night interview. So, what's your favorite Disney hero of all? Even though I don't have Tarzan, Hercules, Quasimodo, or Merlin, or even Ian and Barley, because I wanted them to be 12 inches figures, because I'm into action figures. And also, I'm into all that stuff. Cool action figure stuff. That's all I can think of. Just make a subscription and put a post on my blog and tell me how you think and what is your favorite Disney night video. And who do you care the most? Like, do you like Buzz Lightyear? Do you like Baymax, Mr. Incredible, Aladdin, Stitch, Jack Skellington, Maui, or Wreck-It Ralph? Or Bolt, Beast, Woody, Mickey, Mushu, and Genie? Which do you like the most? I'll give you a comment for that if you answer it for me. Well, that's it for today. Hope you like my Disney night videos, because sooner or later they're going to be Disney nights tonight, because that's my catchphrase and my motto.